Chapter 20 First Sermon at Simnor and a Prophecy Proclaimed. Welcome back to Tribhuvan. Now Muni Shri Ramvijayji Maharaj. After his diksha, after that sacred moment when young Tribhuvan stepped into the life of a monk and became Muni Shri Ramvijayji, a new chapter began. Not just in his life, but in the lives of everyone around him. This is chapter 20 and it begins with a toothache. In the year Vikram Samvat 1969, that is English calendar 1913, in the first chaturmas after his diksha, Muni Shri Ramvijayji was staying at a village called Simnor, near the great city of Baroda, on the banks of the holy Narmada river. There he lived with his guru and other elderly sadhus. Every day, for more than 12 hours, he threw himself into swadhyaya, deep study, reading, learning, absorbing. His teacher, Upadhyaya Shri Veervijayji, was a highly respected scholar, a Vachna Siddha, someone whose words carried special power, and he loved young Ramvijayji deeply. He called him Biba with great warmth and affection. Then, one day, something unexpected happened. Upadhyayji came to his guru in pain. His tooth was hurting terribly. Upadhyayji came to his guru in pain. His tooth was hurting terribly. He said humbly, "Sahib, I have been in great pain since morning. I will not be able to deliver today's discourse. But I do not want to simply pass the responsibility to someone else." He paused. Then he said, "Biba, Muni Shri Ramvijayji, please deliver tomorrow's discourse in my place." Muni Shri was shocked. He was just a 17-year-old boy, a monk barely new to his robes. The lecture hall was full of learned scholars and senior monks. Delivering a discourse there was no small thing. It was a great honor, yes, but also an enormous responsibility, and the order had come from his guru. He could not say no. Deep in his heart, he felt nervous, uneasy. He walked toward the lecture hall with his apprehensions swirling inside him. But then his deep love and respect for his guru took over. It steadied him. It gave him courage. He would not disobey. He would not let his guru down. The Shravaks, the lay devotees, heard that Upadhyayji would not be speaking. They came to him and gently asked, "Who will deliver tomorrow's discourse, Gurudev?" Upadhyayji pointed to young Muni Ramvijayji. The Shravaks were surprised. Politely, carefully, they asked, "Gurudev, what can we do for you?" And with a firm, quiet authority, Upadhyayji replied, "No excuses will be entertained. You have to deliver the discourse tomorrow, and that is final." The matter was settled. The next morning came. The young Muni stood before the audience. His heart was full of nervousness, full of reverence, full of a deep desire to do justice to what his guru had entrusted him with. Before beginning, he paid his respects to the Tirthankaras, to his gurus, to the Divine Mother, Saraswati, the goddess of knowledge. He started with a somber, steady voice. He began with the Mangalacharan, the sacred invocation, and then he spoke. The title of his very first discourse was "The Characteristics of Samkita," or Right Perception. Now, Samyak Darshan or Samkit. This is one of the most important ideas in Jain philosophy. It means seeing the world as it truly is, without illusion, without confusion, perceiving reality clearly, as it is, not as we wish it to be. This was the topic that young Ramvijayji chose, or perhaps that chose him. And here is something beautiful. As a child, long before his diksha, long before his monk's robes, Young Tribhuvan had already won a prize in a competition on this very subject. Samkit was already his favorite topic. It lived inside him. Now he was giving it a voice. As Muni Ramvijayji spoke, something happened in the hall. The audience went very still. He spoke in a lucid way, clear, brilliant, easy to understand. The words flowed from him naturally, with depth and grace. And who was listening? Sitting right there in the gallery, watching, listening closely, were none other than Upadhyaya Shri Veervijayji himself, his guru, and Panya Shri Vijayji, another great scholar. Both of them were deeply engrossed, deeply moved. The young Muni had greatly impressed his superiors with his knowledge of the scriptures, with the depth of his understanding, with the confidence and clarity in his voice. When the discourse ended, Upadhyayaji warmly praised him. He called out to him, Biba, you did an excellent job, being a true Muni Ramvijayji. And then he added something that was not just a praise, it was a prophecy. He said, I only want to know why you were speaking so fast. Was anyone chasing you? Speak slowly and steadily. He smiled, and then he said with quiet certainty, Truly, you are destined to become an inspiring preacher. Now, those words were not just kind words from a proud teacher. Those words were prophetic. Upadhyayaji's words proved true throughout the lifetime of young Ramvijayji, who would go on to become one of the most beloved and inspiring preachers of his time. The young Muni heard his elders' advice. He followed it throughout his life. And just like that, on that quiet morning in Simnor, on the banks of Narmada, a 17-year-old monk stepped into his destiny. His first sermon was over, but his journey, his great glorious journey of words and wisdom, had only just begun. In the chapters ahead, we will follow Muni Ramvijayji as he grows, as a monk, as a speaker, as a soul walking towards the highest truth. Stay with us. The story is getting more beautiful with every step. End of chapter 20.